This is something that I've been thinking a lot about that I just felt like making a video about to share with you. Hopefully this is valuable. If you're watching this channel, you probably have an interest in being a creator. I think it should be valuable. That's ironic. Video is sponsored by Squarespace. It's a creator life cycle, okay? Let me tell you what I see, like across multiple channels, across multiple demographics and niches, as the life cycle of a creator. They start, normally there's some amount of ramp up time. If they're an expert, maybe the ramp up is a little bit less. They're just like learning how to make videos, when to post, how to post, whatever. But they start providing an incredible amount of value. People eventually see the value, latch on to, oh my goodness, this person is providing a bunch of value, whether it's entertainment value or business value, how to make money, how to build relationships, whatever it is, whatever the value is, the audience is perceiving an incredible amount of value, subscribing, growing, algorithm sees that, it's pushing it out, it's getting views. Eventually the creator starts to feel like, am I giving a little bit too much? Like, have I given enough? Maybe I've created enough value. Maybe I've given enough value away for free. So they start to think about and I think that really comes down to two things. One is, it's a valid question. Two, they feel this sneaking thing climbing up their back. Like, what if I don't have any more value to give? What if I have exhausted all of the actual valuable pieces of stuff that I could give out? I think that that's what's happening at this stage. That's when they start to wonder, am I burnt out? They're arguing with themselves like, I don't feel like I've given away too much. Surely I have more to give, but it's like, it's a little bit more labored now. Like the act of doing what they're doing, what came kind of so naturally and freely at this point is coming less naturally and freely here. So what they do, what most creatives do, we seek out the stuff that we love, the stuff that we know creatively feeds us and energizes us. And I think sometimes that works, but more often than not, as we start creating stuff that means a lot to us, it's no longer falling in line with the audience's values and expectations and why they came to us in the first place. So the audience perceives that content as less valuable, as more like, what is this? What is this deviation? Where is the stuff that I originally signed up for? As a result, the numbers start to drop, a chain reaction that happens after that leads to more stress and more questions of, am I actually burnt out? Or potentially burnout. And then there's this. Then there's this key step right here. I'll tell you about Squarespace before I get to that key step. Squarespace is your all-in-one website building platform that's right on the internet. You don't need to know how to code a website. You really don't need to know much. The templates that they have on the site built by professionals make you just look fantastic to your potential clients and customers. It's exactly what you need. You can schedule appointments with integrations on the site, sell stuff right on the site, have a shop right there, host your portfolio, start a blog, anything you need to do with a website on the internet, you can do it wonderfully through Squarespace. If you want to try it out, go to squarespace.com/CodyWarner, and then when you're ready to buy, use the code CodyWarner to get 10% off your first purchase. I do not know exactly what this is. I think this part in the equation, this part in the life cycle, is potentially different for every single creator. I know that it is. I think you could call it the flywheel. I don't know if that's a scientific, mechanical term for it, but it's the catalyst that gets the creator back to providing value, whether it's a slight shift from the initial value or whether it's just more of the same, but it's maybe a different angle, and kind of starts this whole process going again. Have this new life in the algorithm and see the stats come back up and that sort of thing. For every creator, this life cycle, for some people it's months. On TikTok, sometimes it can be weeks. It could be years. I think I do tend to see this shortening right now, which is interesting. A couple of the components that I think this could be, community. I think getting around other people who are a part of this life cycle is incredibly valuable, to just kind of have people who are doing and dealing with the same stuff that you're doing and dealing with. Another huge one, and honestly for some people this could be the only thing needed, is just rest. I think for me, you just get into this mindset of like, what I have here is going so well. Like, I gotta just continue to invest. And you just start pouring more and more and more of yourself into this channel, into this platform, whatever, into these videos and this content that you're creating. And it's like, objectively, when you would look at it, you'd be like, sure, of course you can see why you are experiencing burnout. But like, from the inside, it's hard. I think it's hard for the creator to see that. So rest, and not just rest, but like figuring out how to integrate rest into your life, I think is so crucial. I in no way have like the answer for all of these things. I've built an online community, but I think that only goes so far. I think there's a lot that happens when you're like actually around the people that are doing, you know, physically around them. When it comes to rest, like, I have this love-hate relationship with it. I'm an all or nothing type person, so it's hard for me to like go from rest to work, from rest to work. This is just like a hypothesis. I have a hypothesis. The last thing I would say of these three that I think can be this flywheel, can be this gap, is I guess what I would call fuel. Learning new stuff, engaging with new and interesting kind of content and concepts and ideas that, as like a polymath, helps you sort of see your initial value from a new angle, and that, like, and then be able to create valuable content from a new lens, from a new perspective that kind of adds on to whatever you created in the first place. The other thing that could and does happen, a complete shift, like a complete deviation, just an abandoning of what was built and moving on to something different. The weird thing about that is, like, when someone does that on social media, sometimes we just don't even know like what happened, where did they go, or like what was the shift. Like, maybe it's not public anymore. Maybe they don't even post about the stuff that they do anymore. Would love to hear your thoughts about all this stuff in the comments. Just like, even just saying hey would be cool, you know, a little comment action. See you out there.